Hey everybody, it's Joe Chaffee, and that is the corner of 42nd and 2nd, but I am not actually standing on that corner. I am inside the pick studio. That is the background shot from the pick set. So we haven't done this in a while, so if you're new, this is the actual pick set that we work off of, and you can see here's the actual news set, so you can take a look from this side. And there you have it. I'm working here tonight. I'll be back tomorrow on Fios One News, Long Island, New Jersey, and Hudson Valley. With me is Mike Leona, meteorologist and producer. And of course, meteorologist Phil Buzz, North Shore correspondent. So I want to go over the winter post that I put up tonight. So I want to explain. First off, these preview posts are not forecasts. I just thought it would be a good idea if we just review what happened last year and also look at what is average over the long term, because I don't think everybody's really too familiar with that. With their particular area, and this is what tonight's focus was on: the Hudson Valley and southern Connecticut. Now, in Westchester County, for example, you go from 25 to 30 inches very quickly as you move up, and not even that far north. You get up toward Route 287, and you're talking 30 to 35, and then go a little further north from there, and it's 35 to 40, and then you can see a large area of 40 plus inches that covers Orange County. This is back through Rockland County here. So, southeastern Rockland, 25 to 30, and then you move up into up to northwestern Rockland, and you're in that 35 to 40, 40 to 45 range. I honestly believe that these numbers are a little understated as far as the normals go. Particularly, by the way, just want to point out real fast, I think these Long Island numbers are incorrect. We're finding now, as we've gotten all these additional stations that we never had before, that there's a belt of 30 to 35 inches that extends over a good part of Suffolk County in the interior. And I would up these. For me, it's saying 20 to 25. I really think this is more like 25 to 30 with 30 to 35. All right, I'm going to stop right here because I want to give a big hello to my buddy Ben Scott, who's got a great picture, by the way, up on the Facebook page from the Hunter's Moon last night. So you should take a look at that if you haven't seen it. And I also, hang on, because my fat finger is working. Okay, and by the way, you're asking me about individual towns. Again, I'm not forecasting. This is normal. So, normal for much of Suffolk County, by the way, is 30 inches, 32 inches. But let's get back to Connecticut and the Hudson Valley. It states it's got this strip of 25 to 20 to 25 is here in southeastern Connecticut, and then 25 to 30 as you go northwest from there. Actually, when you look at this statistically, there's a hole that exists from New Haven to eastern Connecticut, and that's because this section here oftentimes is too far east to catch the snows that fall in snow changing to rain situations. They change over, and they're too far west for storms that intensify out in the Atlantic. It's where Long Island catches the deepening and you wind up with snowfalls there, but southeastern Connecticut misses out. Then when you go into Rhode Island, the numbers pick up again. But you can see once you get north of, say, the Merritt Parkway, Route 15, you start to see numbers in the, it goes to 30 to 35 very quickly, 30 to 35, 35 to 40. You get up to Danbury, it's 40 to 45, and up towards, Meridian and Waterbury. So that's what's average for this time of year. Now, for those of you who are asking for areas outside of the Hudson Valley in Connecticut, I've already done New Jersey, I've already done Pennsylvania, and I've already done Long Island. So there's posts on the website. Just search the boxes and you can go back and reread them. And the links are on the bottom of every post that I put up, by the way. And next week we'll talk about New York City and the normals that go on there. New York City can oftentimes be a strange place. Now here's last year, and this is the snowfall from last year as a measure against normal. So The blue areas had normal snowfall for their season. I also think that these numbers are understated for Long Island, because most of Long Island either had normal or actually in some areas had 10 to 15 inches above normal. That would be Suffolk County again. But then you go up north and west, and the snowfalls were 10, 20, 30 inches below normal, 40 inches below normal. And you get up toward the lakes, you had, you have snowfalls there that were running 50 inches below normal. So that was quite a departure. And really, that was the blizzard that did it all. So if you remember that. Now, let me just tell you a couple of things that I'm bothered by as far as this winter is concerned. First of all, we have this persistent drought pattern, and that needs to break down in order to get a little more storminess. Otherwise, there's nothing that says that we can't have a cold, dry winter with very little snow. That has happened. They don't necessarily have to go together. Meteorologist Phil Buzz would take that. This persistent ridge in the southeast doesn't show any signs of breaking down, so that needs to break down in a big way in order to allow for more storminess and in order to allow for cold air to come down. Otherwise, the cold air winds up staying to our north. Hang on, my page is stuck. I have to give a big shout out to Robert Policasto. I hope I got that right, Robert. Okay, saying hi to you. You're one of my regular followers, and I appreciate it very much. So let's move on. Now we're going to look at, one of the things I keep watching is this imperfect indicator called Siberian snow cover. And, we watch the growth of snow cover in Siberia during the month of October, but we look at areas south of 60 degrees north. So you want to look at this area down here as far as snow cover growth is concerned. And it's the rate of growth, how fast it's growing, not necessarily the extent of the growth in terms of depth. So it's the rate. And I want to just show you, this is the latest chart. Now, it's running right behind last year. And last year, during the month of October, the Siberian snow cover rate was actually one of the highest of the last 15. But the problem was that last year it was all trumped by El Nino. So we don't have the El Nino this year. So if we'll have to see where this finishes. Right now, it's lower than last year, but ahead of some other years of the last 15. So I'm sorry, the last 10. So we'll see how it finishes, but it's on that straight. If you're a snow lover, you're going to want it to finish somewhere up here. That blue line you see here, that's the winter of 2014-2015, which is the highest of the set that we look at, and that we'll have to see how that compares to the snow growth in 14-15. Okay, so let's now switch over to the tropics, because we're looking at disturbed weather in the tropics. The area in the Bahamas seems to be the one that is going to probably develop into something. And in fact, there's nothing organized here now. You can see how everything is blowing from west to east. We don't have any sign of rotation. But models are showing, and we'll punch it up so you can see it there. This is, we'll roll back, you can take a look. So actually from today, you start to have a low center actually developing here later in the day tomorrow, and then kind of moves up north and then turns west-northwestward before it's sitting southeast of the Carolinas. Now, I think what you're going to wind up seeing out of this is either a tropical storm or a subtropical storm. I don't think it'll be anything that will get too intense. A lot of the reason is all of this water's been was churned up by Matthew and then by Nicole. So there's been a lot of upwelling. The water temperatures are lower than what they were about a week or two ago. So that's going to hold back development, even though conditions might be favorable. And now the other thing is, and what I was kind of hoping would happen, is that if we could get a weak tropical system on the weak side to just enhance the rain, that when this upper trough here swings eastward, it would pick it up and bring it up the coast. The problem is, just like in the case of Matthew, it tries to phase it, but it never lifts it up and keeps it separate. So it just gets kicked out to the east and gone. And I think that right now is the more likely solution through all of this. So, that pretty much sums it up. Let me just try to flip the camera here. It's being evil on me. There we go. So that pretty much sums it up for tonight. Over the short range, we have record high temperatures. There'll be a few record highs possible tomorrow in some places that have very small data sets. But Tuesday and Wednesday, there'll probably be widespread record highs across the area. We should get into the 80s. And then we're going to start the changeover, and hopefully we'll get some rain at the end of the week, because this drought is getting really, really severe in a lot of places. So I'll put the links up again at the under the comments section of this post, so you can check those out. And don't forget to tune in. I'll be back tomorrow on FiOS 1 News Long Island, FiOS 1 News New Jersey, and FiOS 1 News Hudson Valley. A few of you want me to say hi to Kaidi, which I will do when she comes down here later on for the 10 o'clock newscast. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.